Hey, what's going on, guys? Alex here, back for another video. And in this one, I'm going to talk about the problem with condos. So let's get started. So first off, if you see the camera moving, it's because I'm holding it in my hand. I just got a new phone recently. It's the 11 Pro, and I need to get a new car mount thingy up there because the other one broke. So until then, I'm just going to be going freehand. All right, so the problem with condos. I recently made some calls, and they happen to be condos. They were actually on accident that they happened to be condos. And I know some people do deals with condominiums, especially if you're in a condo area. But the reason I don't like condos, and why most people don't like condos, when it comes to operating on terms, right? Lease, purchase, owner finance, subject to, is first off, the person that's going to be living there, the end user, is going to need to rent it. Right? I guess you can do an owner financing as an exit strategy as well, but that would mean a foreclosure if they were to default. And as an investor, you always have to think worst case scenario, right? So most investors would prefer to evict someone versus foreclose on them. It's a much shorter, less hassle process. So in most cases, the idea is to lease, purchase it out. And a lot of condos have rules and regulations. Well, they all have rules and regulations, and some of them don't allow for a renter. Some of them allow for a renter, but only for a certain period of time. Some of them have all kinds of rules that I don't even know about. So why put yourself through that? I mean, even if you have a seller who's open to it, which, you know, most sellers aren't, now you got to deal with the condo association, right? So for that reason, it's, you know, there's more than enough houses. I guess when I run out of houses for whatever reason, then at that point I'll probably start targeting condos. But that's one reason. It's just the additional rules and regulations, red tape you got to go through just to get a deal done. The second reason why I don't like condos is because most condos are 1 or 2 bedrooms, right? See, sometimes you get a 3-unit condo, but most families, and I'm not talking about townhouses, by the way, I'm talking about condominiums, apartments, right? Townhouses, I guess, can be in the single family realm, but there's still an association with it, so I don't like that aspect of it. But the main thing is I don't like the single unit, right? Most families don't want to live in a condo. They prefer a single family house. They prefer detached single family houses, right? That's the reason why they're going to you. Most times they're coming from an apartment style building to begin with, and that's why they want to get involved with your program and hopefully end up being accepted for one of your homes, right? Families with children typically want their own house. They want their own yard. They don't want to be in a condo most times. So your end user is just not going to be looking for a condo most times. So they're going to be harder to fill. That's the second reason. A third reason, and probably my most important reason why I don't want to deal with condos, is because showing the property is going to be a hassle. Now, keep in mind, I am a real estate agent in the East Boston area where basically all I do is apartments and condos, right? Very few single family homes in my area. It's a rental market where landlords own a majority of the units out here, but I basically deal with apartments and condos. And showing those, someone has to be there, right? Some condos allow for a lockbox, but a lot of condos don't allow for a lockbox. So let's say I deal with an owner, and again, my whole thing with this is to do them virtually, especially at this time, at this stage of my career, at this stage of my life. I want to do these virtually now, and which means I don't want to be the one showing them. I mean, I've spent my whole agent career basically showing properties, and one of the incentives that I like about this business is I don't have to show them, right? I can either outsource that to the owner who shows it, assuming they're living in the home or the condo, or I can just put a lockbox on there and it'll show itself. So with condos, many times you can't put a lockbox on there, assuming the unit's vacant. And if the owner isn't living there, I just see that being a problem with showing. Yeah, I guess I can hire an agent, but the way I'm going to do that would be on a per visit basis, I guess. But I want to be able to have a showing process where I don't have to be there with my buyer specialist, or potential agent doesn't have to be there. Yeah, they might be able to put up signs. That's another thing. Signs. You can't put up signs a lot of times at condos, right? So they don't allow it. So it's just more rules and regulations and more red tape that if you don't have to deal with it, why deal with it, right? Stick to single family homes, especially in the beginning. They're much easier to deal with, assuming you have a seller that's even open to your type of an offer. Now you don't have to go through all additional red tape just to get a deal done. All right, so for those reasons, I'm not a huge fan of condos. Can you do deals with them? Yeah. Have I seen it happen in the network of people that I talk to? Yes, but it's just harder to fill. They're a little more work, I feel, and just more red tape to go through. All right, so for those reasons, I don't recommend condos, especially starting out. Let me know what you think in the comment section. You know, I'm sure there's experienced investors, because keep in mind, I always admit that I'm a novice at this, right? So these are just my opinions, my thoughts. If you're someone who doesn't agree with me, by all means, leave a comment in the comment section. I'm happy to reply and potentially learn from you as well. All right, so thanks guys for watching per usual, and look out for future videos.